The Kenyan president, of course, that's William Ruto, has actually revoiced his insistence that the country will still lead a United Nations-backed multinational police force to help quell gang violence in Haiti once a transitional presidential council is formed in the Caribbean nation. Ruto said in a post on X, formerly known as Twitter, that U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken had briefed him on the latest development in Haiti, and that he assured Blinken of Kenya's commitment to deploy a police force to Haiti. Now, joining me on the program to make sense of this is Joel Atuti, security expert, and also Enock Alumasi, National Chairman, Protective and Safety Association of Kenya, and also the Vice President, International Police Association, Kenya. Thank you for your time, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right, let me start off with you, Enock. This, of course, I would say are interesting times in Kenya. This particular issue has been back and forth. We know for almost a year now. Looking at it, we've had court injunctions on it. The president still insisting, in spite of the economic situation in the country, and also the infrastructural deficit, that Kenya really needs to assist Haiti on this course. What do you make of this objective by the Kenyan president on Haiti?
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me. This Haiti issue has been a thorn in the flesh. And first, we know very well that the president has said what come may, our police officers have to go to Haiti. Well, at the end of the day, the buck stops with him as the head of state to make such decisions as is the commander-in-chief. However, a good number of things needs to be factored in, and we have tried as much as possible to try to break them down, because a good number of people have been able to ask us these several questions. Will the Kenya police be able to manage this mission? The answer is yes, because they are not Kenyans alone who are going to Haiti. Now, Haiti has a police force in place. The only problem is that their police force is not well-trained and does not have the capacity to be able to deal with the criminology or to deal with the crime in Haiti. So this means if the Kenyan police are going to get into Haiti, we have to ensure that one, we pick the best guys in terms of guys who are properly trained in dealing with such a type of crime. For example, in Kenya, the police are divided into different departments, with the general service unit, with the general police. General police normally just deal with the normal crime. But now when we come to general service unit, these are special units that undergo serious paramilitary training, and they have the capacity to be able to deal with any problem that is in Haiti. The only issue here is they require support. What do I mean by support? They need to have the right equipment, modern equipment that meet the test of time. They need to have the right choppers, the right drones, and at the end of the day, they are able to support the police in Haiti, first of all, in retraining them, because, since they have no government, I'm sure they've not been able to get the right adequate, because their normal police training takes around 8 months, around 1 year to 9 months. So I'm sure, because they don't have a government and they cannot tell me that they are able to train their own police. And that's one of the handicaps these people are having. Number two, again, the Kenyan government will have to pick a properly trained officer who can be able to manage the mission, because here we are talking about leadership. Because again, if we get a leader, a police leader who is not able to manage the team effectively in terms of strategy, in terms of operational skills, then that will be another problem. Then thirdly, the officer must have officers who will be able to support him. as the boss, and then we have maybe the commanders, platoon commanders, who are able to assist him in managing this operation. Now, if this is followed, I don't think the UN operation in Haiti will fail. Remember, the perception that most people are having is that Kenya is going to Haiti alone. This is wrong. Kenya police officers are only like 100, and we have more than 2,000 from other nations that are supporting this mission. So Kenya only is taking the lead.
All right, now let's of course talk. Let's bring it home right now. Looking at the current capacity of the Kenyan police force in order, to fight crime and ensure, of course, a civil stability in the country. And I mean, the amount of police officers Kenya is also pledging to give out. Now, according to, let me give some information here. According to a party leader, that's the Third Way Alliance party leader, Ekuru Aukut, he actually gave some sort of statistics to this. According to him, he said that the Kenya's police force falls short of the Security Council's requirement of police ratio to civilians, since the standard of ratio is 1 officer to 450 persons. But Kenya has a ratio of 1 police officer to 1,150 respectively. What do you make of this? Do you think Kenya has, in terms of the manpower, the capacity to actually, give out some of its officers and not have a deficit, a major deficit at home?
The issue of the deficit does not arise. We have a police service that is able to manage this without any cause of alarm. The only problem that they've always had is, I think, being supported in terms of equipment, in terms of welfare, in terms of the main things that are required when you get into an operation. And I'm sure this being a UN-funded operation, I think police officers from Kenya will make it. The comment from the That Alliance was that we are supposed to be 400 against 1, then we are 1,000. Well, it's okay. You see, the problems that we've had locally cannot be applied internationally. Locally, we've had issues of dealing with Al-Shabaab, one of the biggest challenges in the region. And I think police have done their best because they've been able to create very serious units that have been able to deal with Al-Shabaab. But sometimes you'll find that police are not able to manage these guys. But the main issue here is equipment, and then having the right officers, and then we are able to kill it.
All right, now I understand that Joel Atuti is, of course, joining the conversation right now. Thank you for joining in, Joel.
Thank you very much.
Okay, great. Now, all right, great. Now, Joel, my question to you is this: do you think Kenya has the capacity, to actually deliver on its pledge to the United Nations concerning, contributing police officers to sort of quell the gang violence in Haiti without experiencing a major shortfall when it comes to protection at home?
Yeah, I think Kenya has the capacity. And I know that when the UN approached Kenya to support in this mission, they had assessed and they realized that Kenya has the capacity. Our police officers are well trained, and I know they are.
Sorry, you said the police officers are well trained. Can you just give us an idea of the level of training some of them have? I mean, irrespective, particularly, comprehensive, this kind of comprehensive nature, given what they're, going to face in Haiti. How comprehensive is the training?
Most of the curriculum, most of the training curriculum we are using is UN-based. And I believe that our officers are well trained to for that mission.
Joel, are you there?
To answer your question on I think my network is unstable.
Okay, but we can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Yes, sorry, I think my network has issues here, but I'll try to answer your question as soon as I can. Yes, I was saying that Kenya has the capacity. Our officers are trained. They can handle this assignment very successfully. Back here in Kenya, the number of officers we have actually will manage. The rest of the people will manage what we need to do here in Kenya, like managing crime, preventing crime. Kenya is one of the countries in the world whereby I can say that the crime rates are not that high since the government has some mechanisms of preventing crime. We have several security agencies that are able to manage security even if we were to send 1,000 police officers to Haiti. So Kenya will manage this assignment.
All right, let me go back to you, Enock. Now, let's look at the political angle to all of this. What do you think Kenya stands to gain by sending a contingent to Haiti? Some are of the opinion that maybe the current president, who, of course, has quite a number of issues at home to deal with. There's the issue of tax, the economy, and right now maybe being desperate for public embrace, feels that this might just be a move that will not just give him some sort of credibility at home, but also on the international stage. So what do you think Kenya stands to gain, helping a country like Haiti?
I'll give two reasons. One, before I get into that, I think this question of how are police officers trained. I'm a police officer who was trained for 9 months. And I can assure you that our training is very rigorous. It involves a very advanced syllabus that deals with even street fighting, dealing with very complicated cases, more tougher than what we are seeing in Haiti. The only challenges we've had as a country is the question of having modern equipment, modern cars. That's why you'll find that Al-Shabaab sometimes has blown up some of the police cars in northeastern Kenya, and you'll find the vehicles have been run by IED simply because the vehicles are not bomb-proof. They are not the best vehicles that we can use at this age and time. Now, having said that, to me, for training, I'm 100% sure that this will be achieved. Number two, 1,000 police officers is just one passing out parade. All the passing out parades we normally have in the main police colleges. We have 3 police colleges. We have the first one in Kenya Police College in Kiganjo. We have the second one in Nairobi here, where we've got the GSU and the administration police. So at any given time, a passing out parade has more than between 1,500 to 2,000 police officers. So just taking they will be replaced immediately. They will be replaced. We shall have a passing out, we shall have a recruitment, and that will just be done once. And within another 9 months, we have another new guys in the streets.
All right. I would like to also ask Joel the same
just
question.
To finish. Then
okay. Please finish.
How does the government benefit?
Yes.
The question here is, President went to UN Security Council and he was made the request. You cannot be made a request free, empty-handed. That one I'm very sure. There is no way the UN just made a free request. No. there must be something that Kenya as a country carried home. And that one now is between the UN and the president. Nobody knows what was discussed. Then number two, these police officers are going to be paid good money. They're going to be paid the UN allowance. And here, a normal police constable earns around $250 US. So, yeah, around $250 US. So if at all these guys are going to go to this mission, definitely somebody will take home like around $3,000 per month. So if somebody goes for a mission of 1 year, 2 years, these guys will improve their families. They will be able to change their lives in terms of having participated in that. So economically, I think it will improve the lives of these police officers. Thank you.
All right, I'd like to also ask Joel the same question. What does Kenya stand to gain assisting Haiti, in its fight against gang violence?
Thank you once again. I think I have a different opinion. Any country can find themselves in a situation like Haiti's, and at that point you may require to have some support. And when Kenya was approached for that support, I think we have a responsibility also to provide security to other countries that are in the similar situation as Haiti. So I don't think that it is a bad idea to have Kenya support Haiti in this. It is something that another country may require when they are in that situation. I think again, as my colleague has said, Enock, there is also a financial aspect of it. These police officers will, of course, benefit financially because they will be paid well, unlike what they are earning here in Kenya. But the most important benefit that Kenya will be having is that we have supported another country in restoring sanity and security for that nation. That is the most important and the paramount thing that Kenya will be doing at such a time as this.
All right. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for being on the program. Joel Atuti, security expert, and Enock Alumasi, Makanga, National Chairman, Protective and Safety Association of Kenya, and also Vice President, International Police Association, Kenya. Gentlemen, once again, thank you.
Thank you, and see you again.
Thank you very much.
All right.